I'd like to share a few thoughts from Psalm 25. It's a quiet, honest prayer, the kind of prayer many of us will recognise. It doesn't pretend that life is easy or perfect. Instead, it brings everything to God: trust, questions, regrets and hope. I'm going to draw on a few verses, beginning with verse 1. In you, Lord my God, I put my trust. That feels like such an important place to start. As mothers and grandmothers, we often carry a great deal: love, care and responsibilities for our families, and sometimes deep worries that stay in our hearts. We want the best for our children and grandchildren, no matter how old they are. And yet, here we're reminded we don't have to carry everything alone. We can place it in God's hands. Trust doesn't mean that everything is easy, but it does mean that we are not on our own. The psalm continues, and in verse 4 says, Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all the day long. No matter our age or our experience, we are still learning. Family life is never simple, is it? Each stage brings new joys, but also new challenges. Parenting challenges, they can change. Grandparenting brings different concerns, and the world our children live in can feel unfamiliar at times. These words remind us that it is always right to turn to God and say, Guide me. That's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of faith. Then we come to some very comforting words. Remember your mercy, O Lord, and your steadfast love, for they have been from of old. Remember not the sins of my youth or my transgressions. According to your steadfast love, remember me, for the sake of your goodness, O Lord. Many of us have quiet regrets. Perhaps things we wish we had done differently as parents, or moments we look back on and wish we could change. But this psalm reassures us that God's memory is shaped by mercy, not by our mistakes. He sees us with compassion. He remembers us in love. We are also told in verse 8, Good and upright is the Lord, therefore he instructs sinners in the way. God doesn't turn away when we get things wrong. He draws closer. He teaches us gently and patiently, just as we have tried to guide those entrusted to us. And just as we have shown patience to our children, God shows us even greater patience with us. Then there's this steady and reassuring truth in verse 10. All the paths of the Lord are steadfast love and faithfulness for those who keep his covenant and testimonies. Even when life feels uncertain, we worry about families, when relationships are strained, or when things don't turn out as we have hoped. God's ways are still loving and still faithful. We may not always understand what he is doing, but we can trust the heart behind it. There's also a beautiful sense of closeness in the words of verse 14. The friendship of the Lord is for those who fear him, and he makes known to them his covenant. This speaks of the relationship. God is not distant or far away. He invites us to walk closely with him, to share our thoughts, our prayers, and even our doubts. Just as we treasure close relationships with our families, God treasures his relationship with us. And finally, in verse 20, O guard my soul and deliver me. Let me not be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. That feels like the prayer of every mother's heart, to protect those who we love. We want our families to be safe, to be guided, to be held. And here we are reminded that we can entrust them to God, who loves them even more than we do. For us, part of Mother's Union, these words feel especially meaningful. The care, prayer and support that you offer to families, often quietly, faithfully and without recognition reflects something of God's own love, a love that is patient, steady, and full of grace. So the message of hope today is, God is with you in every season of your life. He guides you when you are unsure, forgives you when you look back with regret, and strengthens you when you feel tired. And all the love you have given and continue to give matters deeply. Nothing offered in love is ever wasted. Amen.